All right, guys, welcome back to Watch Trading Academy. And today we are joined by yet two more 100K earners. Listen, this is a pretty exciting day for me because I get to do these interviews and there's a lot of people coming. So joining me today is Bryce Michael joining us here as the latest 100K club earners at Watch Trading Academy. So congratulations. This is, you know, as I tell each of these students, they come here, take their 100K club awards. One of the things that's really interesting to me is a lot of people don't realize, they think this is a lot of money. Like $100,000, that's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
But it's just the beginning.
Oh, for sure.
Just like the tip of the iceberg.
Very tip. It's levels.
So how do you guys feel knowing that?
Knowing that it's the tip, like,
Yeah.
there's a lot more.
Just the tip.
Just the tip. There's a lot more like gonna grow, right? So that's what's crazy is like, we're just starting out. There's so much more to go.
Yeah.
Like it's levels, right? And we
100%.
just started. We just started.
I know, and you guys haven't been doing this that long, right? Like,
No, we just.
how long total since you joined?
So we bought it last
Black
November.
Friday.
Yeah. Hit with an ad.
Okay, so like literally 12 months-ish.
Yeah,
Like,
12 months.
Okay.
And like on and off too. So.
Okay, so that means you weren't taken seriously at the beginning. That's
Correct,
what you mean.
yeah.
Okay. So what was the spark that made you take watch trading seriously? What was it for you?
FTC for sure.
Okay, so you went through the fast track coaching
Well,
program.
yeah. So we were part of the Facebook groups and all that stuff, and we saw all the success behind it. So
Okay, so that was kind of like, okay, we can do this too if they're doing it.
yeah,
Oh,
and
for sure.
FTC is what really kicked it off for us.
Okay, what was it in fast track coaching that made you like what? I mean, I know the coaching program's good. We've done it now 10 times. It's worked. We built it. But what was it specifically for you?
Camaraderie and like this set itinerary. that kept
Like
you
forcing
accountable.
you through the process.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Accountability.
How
Leaderboard
about
was
yourself?
awesome too.
Which one?
Leaderboard was just
Okay, so
competitive
seeing
aspect.
what other
was
people
fun.
are
Oh,
doing
yeah.
and like
it was
yeah,
a blast
they're-
just
okay.
being able to battle it up, right?
Okay, that's interesting. I always like to know because sometimes, you know, some people are like, hey, you know what, it's the leaderboards. Like, I like to know what people are buying and selling watches. Some other people are saying, well,
Yeah, we
you
used
know,
it kind of for
forcing
that.
me to like
did
maybe
do
the
that, yeah.
social media part of it was like something that
Yeah.
really woke me up, you know. So, but for you guys, it was really that step by step, like forcing you through the process.
Forcing us and making us just compete, I guess.
Yeah. And we made friendships too, which
Yeah, long lasting.
That's invaluable. Yeah, like,
Exactly.
Yeah, that's
Super
a
big.
big deal. Yeah, super.
like just so like Ben Ridley, right?
Yeah.
We competed with him. So it was
right.
like it's like you know.
No, but that's excellent, man. I think that's the best way to be is to find success through that, right? Like to be in a position to compete instead of compare.
Correct.
I think
Oh,
there's,
for
there's
sure.
a very big difference
Very big
between on the
difference.
outside you're like comparing yourself. You're like, what is this guy doing and how come I can't do it? But as you get better, you're like, wait a minute.
It'll piss
I'm
me off, though.
competing with people to
Yeah.
try to like match their level of knowledge and competence. What was the first watch you guys started with?
You know
It
what
was a Hamilton Murph khaki field.
Okay.
So-
Why did you start with that watch?
$300.
Yeah, it was $300.
Okay. What was the total you guys started with when you came into Watch Trading Academy? Like how much money did you have to do?
With watches
Yeah,
or?
no, meaning like how much money did you use in watches? Just $300? That was it?
So we started with $300. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but then we eventually added more.
Okay, so when you came in, how much capital did you have devoted to this?
$300 to begin with.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, holy shit! Because I always say you need
Yeah.
$1,500, so I'm like,
Oh, we
okay,
started with $300.
okay. So $300. What was the outcome of that first watch?
Double our money, $600.
Sold for 600 in like a week, if that.
No,
I love that.
It was fast. Yeah, it was quick.
quick.
And
So-
so like, holy shit, we can
but-
sell watches.
Okay.
You shouldn't believe it.
So
Weird.
you know, no, I really like that because this is something, you know, we share in a lot of testimonials, and sometimes people think I'm like making this shit up. So like,
Yeah.
you started with 300.
Yeah.
You double your money to 600.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I mean, so it's not like a lot of money, but the
No.
point
No,
is,
no,
like,
no.
it's still double if you think about it that way. It's like taking a $200 bet, making $4,
Exactly.
right? It's just like
Yeah.
200% return. So,
That's great.
how do you guys like? What happens in your head when that occurs? That you go like, dude, it's just double their money, and it didn't take, like,
Zero effort.
right? It didn't take that
It was
long,
super easy.
exactly. Like, so.
I called him, probably I was like, dude, like it works, I think, right?
It fucking works, is what we said.
And so
Okay.
we added in like even more money.
Okay, so it was like, okay, so 300 turn 6, this isn't a gimmick, like it's
Yeah.
real, it's working, we're gonna go in. You guys work together, you know, to kind of do
Yeah,
this.
100%.
What, like most people have partnerships,
Yeah.
you know, in like meaning they come into something, they go, you do this, I do this,
Yeah.
etc. How did you guys divide the work? Like, what is it that you guys each do best into the concept?
That's kind of what me and him do still. So like I focus on more of like all of like other groups.
Like
And-
posting watches?
Facebook
you
Yep.
say?
groups
Okay.
and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I post, I buy. I'm in like all the groups for Moda and like all that stuff as well too. He's more on the like Instagram, the eBay, and
More retail side.
like other.
So are
Chrono
you
side.
both buyers and sellers, or do you,
For the most part.
okay, so you're just teaming up effort, you're not dividing effort.
Correct.
Is that
It's-
correct? Like,
Yeah.
correct.
So I would say it's not efficient, but I feel like we are able to check comps better than other people because it's two people. on at
Because
the
in
same
some
time.
in some groups we see like some guy does logistics or
Yeah.
service or after service or like et cetera, and the other person's like I'm the buyer or I'm the seller
Yeah,
or like
it'd be
whatever.
smarter that way, and I wish
Yeah.
we would. Like it would be a lot more smoother.
efficiency wise, for sure.
But it's also nice just us both being out there.
So what
them
is
on
the
there.
purpose? I'm just curious because if you're in a position where you're like, hey, we're both doing the same thing, what is the purpose of teaming up versus doing it on your own? Like I just want to understand the dynamic. Why did it work out in this case and so many others are like, well, I'm getting greedy. Maybe I'm doing
Yeah,
more.
for
What
sure.
should I share with you?
I mean, we've never had an issue like that.
My reasoning is it's more fun to go out and hang out, celebrate the wins together, come here together, we're in a car together, and just have like a blast.
Yeah. And we're
So it's
we were
more fun
friends
to.
before it.
Yeah, we're friends for it. So it's just
Okay.
fun to like
Grew
hang
up
out and
together.
have somebody else to call and be like, hey man, what do you think about this?
Right. Okay. So you basically created like because you were friends before, it just made sense to kind of do
Yeah.
this together and share the wins and share
Yeah.
the losses together, basically.
And if we went like on our own ways, it would still be just as fine too.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
it
what I
would
was
be-
asking.
It would still be
Because
the same.
sometimes, like you get in dynamics where
Yeah.
like in a partnership where you're like, hey, well, this guy's kind of doing this, but I'm more valuable because I'm doing
Yeah.
the buying
Yeah.
and the selling, But if you both know how to do that, I mean, you both know the
Yeah.
entire game. I'm just curious as to what made it work because I'm sure at some point you get to places where the effort is not matched 100%. on
Correct,
each
yeah,
side.
correct.
Like, you're doing more that week.
Just like always,
You're
yeah.
doing more next week or 6
Yeah.
weeks from now, whatever. Has there ever been a disagreement in the partnership in terms
We really
of
haven't yet.
No.
like you haven't had a
But with
thing where you're
buying
like,
something, maybe I'm like, oh, let's buy this. He's
Yeah.
like, hold up.
no, I mean in how the business is managed,
Oh,
not so much
yeah,
like obviously you're not
pretty
agreed
chill.
at a watch is worth X or Y. Or
I'm pretty laid back. He's pretty laid back. We're
so
pretty
it
chill.
works in that way.
Yeah, it works.
Okay. So if someone was watching this, like let's focus a little bit on that. Someone's watching this and they go, I'm afraid to fail alone. This is a very common thing in success and failure. It's like I don't want to fail alone, so I need a partner, right?
Yeah.
And they go, I'm going to find someone to do this with. This is a good idea because it'll keep me accountable. They're doing it, I'm doing it. What are some of the tips you give them for a good partnership and how to make it work in this trade?
Find someone you can trust.
Okay,
Step
so
one.
trust is something big. What specifically in the trust process is important? When you say trust, are we talking about trust that they'll do the work or trust that they won't steal the money? What specifically?
All the above.
Yeah, all the above, really.
A friend or like a family member is what I would think, but
Yeah.
in reality, it's just as easy to go do it like on your own as well.
Okay, so
I'll
you
counter
don't.
you kind of on that.
So trust was something important for you that you think is like.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean you have to have trust, or it's not gonna work.
Okay.
And another benefit too is you upfront half of the capital.
Yeah.
Oh, because you can join capital forces and
yeah.
do it. Okay, interesting. And
That's
did
a
you guys
plus.
have equal capital put into the
Correct,
business? Or, okay, so that you didn't have that disparity where it's like I'll provide the money, you do the
I have a
work.
little more right now, but he's gonna add in also
Right,
more
but, he's,
too.
I mean,
but
it's around like
it's
not
50,
like
it's
yeah,
pretty
it's
much
not like
50,
it's not like
yeah.
100 grand and 5 grand.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
not at
a-
all, not at all, not at all.
good. What did you guys do before Watch Trading Academy?
Ecom. So I run like an ecom company. I've been doing that since 2013.
Okay, so you've been doing e-com, and that's something you still do currently.
Yeah,
like
still
you're-
do.
you haven't stopped
Yeah.
or anything.
Full time, yeah.
And watch trading is something you added
Yeah,
to that
also
vertical of
full-time.
money. Okay. And for you?
So I own a printing company.
Okay,
So we
like
do,
printing, like
t-shirts and
flyers,
stuff like
t-shirt,
that.
and things
Yeah.
like that. Okay.
Yeah.
And you're still doing that.
Yeah.
Is the goal at any point to quit, or is the goal to kind of just add a vertical? I'm just curious, like what?
I would say add a vertical.
Yeah, that vertical.
So you both like what you do generally
Oh, yeah.
outside of
Absolutely
easy.
outside of
love
watches.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
something. So this is just more of a money play for you guys.
Money play, it's fun.
Well, originally we looked at it just as like an investment, right? To try and outperform the market.
Okay, so like one place to put money that
Exactly.
could be
Yeah.
better. Okay, but there's a little bit more work than just
There's
putting
yeah,
money
a
in
lot
it.
more work.
You know,
That's
like
the
and
nice
lot
thing
more
about
work.
our day-to-day job, you know, is we have the free time.
Right, because you own your own business, so it's
Correct,
like
yeah.
flexible enough to do this. How much time would you say you spend looking for a watch?
A lot.
Okay, why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, why? It's interesting because like I like to see the
It's
different
addi-
ways people get to the different results they get.
It's addicting for one. Like I like it.
Like you like it, yeah.
It's not work at all.
I understand.
I love being on my phone, looking for watches, like asking people, talking to people, making deals. So it's fun. It's addicting. But I mean, I spend probably a couple hours a day at some, maybe like
Yeah.
9 hours a day, maybe some. Like, you know.
Okay. And how
Really
about you?
depends.
Because you're doing
Yeah,
it on
same.
social media, is it the same thing? Is it kind of a
Yeah.
constant?
Yep.
No, it's constant.
What was the hardest part of this trade for you guys?
Of this trade,
Meaning, what was the hardest part of doing watches? Like, what was the biggest mindset shift you guys had to?
Finding
Did you guys
watches
know
to
watches
buy.
before? Like,
No.
were you into watches or anything
Not at
before
all.
that?
No.
Like, you weren't into like Rolex or anything. Like,
mean,
you knew
like, I
what it
knew-
was, but I'm
exactly,
saying you
yeah,
weren't
yeah.
into like.
Yeah, I didn't know
like,
anything
Like in
about.
high school, I thought an AP was sweet.
Right, but you
That's
didn't know
exactly
much about the different models, what it meant.
Yeah, I still don't know much.
Okay.
You know, like
Yeah, that's actually interesting you said that because I feel the same way. Like, I'm also not
Yeah.
too
Like-
big in like
the reference number of this watch. No.
Yeah, like I
have no idea.
it's
Couldn't
funny.
tell you that.
My own students sometimes are like, "What do you pay for this 260?" I'm like, "Send
I
me a
gotta check
picture."
your
Hold on,
numbers.
let me Google it.
Send me a picture. I don't know what that is.
We're the same way.
And every jeweler is like, "Oh, this is exactly."
Yeah.
I'm like, "I don't know what that is."
Yeah, it
Someone
blows
got a
your
photo
mind.
of that.
I'm glad to hear that though, because I feel like I'm so
Dude,
stupid.
20 years
sometimes.
later, I still don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked with Mike about that last night.
Yeah.
RMs I know, I like know the like specific things
Yeah,
I
I know
wear. I'm
everything
like, all right,
about
these are
RM.
Pateks, whatever. But some of the stuff that I'm like, people are like, oh, this is a new reference. I'm like, I don't know what
Yeah.
that is. Like, they're like,
Yeah.
send me a Rolex reference. I'm like, what is it? They're like,
Yeah.
tell me what model what's it called.
I like to hear that though. That makes me feel so much better.
It's
Right?
it's very, like, there's so many models, and I feel like it's just, one of the big misconceptions of watch trading is you have to be very knowledgeable about all watches
Yeah.
and all movements and, like a car or something, and I'm like, I couldn't tell you, like in my own car collection, I can't even tell you what the horsepower rating is in half these cars.
Yeah.
And they're like,
I'm that way too.
how are you a car guy and you don't know that? I'm like,
Yeah.
I just don't give a shit. I was
Yeah.
like, but I can tell you what every dollar is for every single car in and out, like what they sell for today, last year, 12
Yeah.
years from now. Like, I was like,
That's
that
cool.
stuff is fine. But
That's funny.
And I think it's the same thing for me for watches. I just can't get into like I love watches and I wear them and I've always worn them, but I
Yeah.
can't get into the intricate, like if someone's like, what kind of movement? I know
That's
it's
what the
automatic
community-
versus not, but I'm like, I don't know.
That's where the community comes in handy too.
Yeah, other people do. I mean, you can always use Google if you have to know, but like in my opinion, like you don't really have to know watches to make money doing
Don't at
this.
all have to
Like,
know,
like,
yeah.
you just have to understand and learn the money behind the watches more than
At the end of the day, it's just business.
Exactly, it's in and out. Like it's a dollar in, dollar
Buy for
out.
less,
Buy
sell
low,
for
sell
more.
high.
Exactly, yeah. So that's a really interesting thing to say. So how do you guys feel you're going to go from 100 to 250 now that you've gotten the taste of what it takes and how to do it? What's the next level to the scale?
I think we're already on track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every month just gets.
It just keeps going better. This is the gift that keeps giving in this business.
Keep
From
giving.
100 to 500, this is how it works, basically. It's just going to keep,
Need more money, really.
keep,
Need more
you keep
capital.
putting more capital to
need
buy
more-
more
yeah.
watches, and the more money you make, the more you reinvest it, and you keep it going. So as far as like you guys spending time when it comes to like buying these watches, et cetera, and like this is a big piece of how long it's like the bigger part of your time is spent. If you were to, now that you've done this, it's like a year later, you've gotten to this milestone, you've taken FTC, can you give a piece of advice to people that are watching this in terms of what specifically you think they should take back from your journey, especially if they're new? We're right around Black Friday now. There's someone watching this that are like, I'm gonna spend $300 on a membership. I'm gonna buy this. Maybe it's gonna work for me, maybe it's not. You guys doubled your money on one $300 watch. Most people watching this may say, I only have $1,000 anyways. I don't have tens
Yeah,
of thousands of
100%.
dollars. What piece of advice do you have for new people that are joining WTA in terms of being successful doing this?
You want to go first?
Yeah. Biggest thing is don't be afraid to make a deal.
Yeah.
Just deal flow is the key. Just get as many as you can under your belt, and eventually you get more comfortable with it. Becomes easier. You start making the contacts and the connections, and then business starts just coming to you. That's the key to me.
Eventually, 100%. That's why it becomes passive in nature, even though it's not
Yeah.
passive. Like it's not a passive business, but it still requires. Once you do the
Exactly,
work, the multipliers come in much
For sure.
faster. How about for you? Is there something specific you think people should take
I would
back?
say you just need to buy a watch. Like, you have to get into it. Because we did that right away. Like, I don't even think we watched like all the other trainings and we just went in. Like, and that helped a ton because we learned how to mail a watch, how to get a watch.
process,
We learned
yeah.
the process, and it just
Exactly,
made
yeah.
it so much easier and so much. It just made it like easier to make like the next one, like to buy the next watch and to go higher and to buy like a nicer watch. So I think that was just really big.
So the
for us
first
to
deal really
start.
built you guys' confidence.
Oh,
I think a lot,
100%.
right?
100%,
Like, a lot,
yeah.
yeah.
And we won on it too, so it wasn't like
Yeah.
a loss.
You didn't lose, yeah. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I hear both sides of the story. I have guys that lose and they're like, I didn't follow the training, kind of.
Oh, we've lost money too,
Right.
but it's no big deal.
I mean, every business.
Make-
There's not
yeah.
one business on earth where you can say, We're just winning. Every trade is a win. There's
Yeah.
never a loss. I've never taken a 5K
Right.
loss in my life. Like everything is
Right.
like always a
Yeah.
win.
No.
It's how you portfolio those wins, right? You get more wins than losses. At the end, the result is we're still positive, and the
Exactly.
positive outcome is just enough. So I'm really excited for you guys because this is a big deal to have gotten to this milestone.
Yeah, it's great.
And I think people watching, was there a specific, I know you said you competed with Ben in the group, in FTC.
Yeah.
Was there a specific either person or thing you watched that really got you motivated?
Watching all of these interviews is what helped me grow 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. And what was the mindset shift that came from that? I'm just curious. Like, what was it about the interviews that really like triggered?
Based on the interviews, you get to see what these guys are actually like doing to make it. What I'm trying to say. I don't know, like work, I guess, right? So trying to make it like work. So like for instance, we watched the Vito interview, and he was like, "Oh, I'm buying all the watches on Marketplace."
That
We're
was
like,
a strategy. for
"Holy
us, too.
shit! Why are we so dumb?
And not looking there.
Let's go
basically.
do
Right,
this."
I understand.
And so we did that, and we did great.
Yeah.
Okay. So just getting one nugget or one
One
thing
nu-
that's
yeah.
something.
One little
There's
specific.
always a nugget within everything.
And everyone has a different strategy too, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, it works.
Well, yeah, it doesn't. I mean, you can get to the same space. I mean,
Yeah.
there's another guy doing it with crypto. There's another guy doing it with, they're different. And doesn't mean you have to do it with crypto or at that, but it's good to know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one more vertical. I never looked at that. Maybe.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
maybe if you have the capacity to do it, maybe you are already in crypto. And you're like,
Yeah.
why am I not doing this? I'm
Yeah.
going to go and talk to people about this. So
Makes it easy.
I think that's really, really important. Was there anything for you specifically that triggered you in someone else's success story?
Lucas was pretty inspiring, just how quickly he made it work. And yeah, I think that was the biggest thing. It's just like, if they can do it, why can't I? You know what I mean?
Because nobody in this community has any massive skills, or we don't even allow jewelers or
No.
people that are already,
Established.
successful
Yeah.
traders to come in here
No.
and like do this. So we teach it from the ground up. So
Yeah.
everyone people see in these success stories is typically someone just like you guys. They're like, I was doing this other thing, like I'm like,
Yeah.
selling cars or doing this or whatever, and suddenly like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do watches, and it's like, holy shit, I'm making $500K a year.
We're-
now
yeah,
doing
it's
this.
crazy.
It is
Pretty crazy.
It's crazy.
Well, it's really good to see you guys here, and I'm really glad you've had this level of success with Watch Trading Academy. Now, I think that for everybody else watching, I always say this each and every time, but I'll never stop saying it. If these guys did it, why can't you do it? And at the end of the day, who will be next? Will you be watching more interviews of other people coming here and doing this, or will you eventually be right here sharing your story? So you guys let me know, and I'll catch you next time for Watch Trading Academy.